Hey YouTube, what's going on? Hey, welcome back to the channel. This channel is There Has to Be Something More. I'm your humble host, Scott Moore, and this channel is all about traveling to different countries, maybe finding your paradise for retirement, a place that gives you a high quality of life, low cost of living. And currently, we are living in Shela, Guatemala, and this is probably, at the very least, our home base. We absolutely love it here and have been, investigating different things that will keep us here. So, been talking to a lawyer about what we need to do if we want to get residency here and not do a border run every 6 months. So I've got a lot of information for you today. I'm going to run through all the different things that are needed. And then after that, I'm going to quickly run through what it is he told us that we need to focus on, which are three things. So I'm just going to kind of slowly give you this information. Please forgive me for looking down, but I've got to kind of run through this list that he emailed over to me. So very first thing, original valid passport, complete legalized copy. So you need your passport. You need a certification of the validity of the passport issued by the embassy or consulate of your country accredited in Guatemala. If there's no embassy or consulate in Guatemala, you must present a birth certificate with apostille or in accordance with the law of the judicial branch as appropriate. Okay, so you need a copy of your passport, certification that the passport is, a real passport. Number three, lack of a valid and current criminal or police record issued by the corresponding authority in the country or countries in which you have had a verifiable legal domicile during the last 5 years. If you are from the U.S., present the FBI criminal background report apostilled by the State Department in Washington, D.C. The country does not issue any similar document. You must present a refusal to issue such documents. So you've got to, like if you're a U.S. citizen, you've got to get an FBI report, and that has to be apostilled. If you're not familiar with that term, in the U.S., when you want something kind of certified that it's real and it's valid, you go to a notary. If you're doing something international, it's called an apostille. The next thing, certification of migratory movement. So you have to show like where you've been. Number five, copy of the resolution that accredits you as a temporary resident. Number six, proof of income. Couple different things here. An annuitant, individual monthly income of at least $1,250, and for each dependent, an additional amount of $300 USD, United States dollars, and apostilled. Pensioner, minimum individual monthly income of $1,250 USD, and for each dependent, an additional amount of $300 and apostilled. So if, for example, if you've got a Social Security check coming in, and then it just needs to show, you need to get your verification letter, which you can get online. If you haven't done it, go to ssa.gov. You can sign up for an account. You can print off your verification letter, just shows you how much you get monthly, and then that has to be apostilled. If you are coming with a dependent, so for example, for me, it would be, I need to show an income of $1,250 just for me, and then an additional $300 for each dependent. So like for us, it would be just Lydia and I, and we've got $1,550 or more coming in. We'll get the verification letter, it's apostilled, that's done. You also have to have a proof that you've paid 200Q. That's for, one of the government forms here that you're going to need. 200Q is roughly $26. The grand total is, for all this and the lawyer fee. Now, if you're going to do this yourself, the numbers would be different. I keep reading on here from other expats, use a lawyer, use a lawyer, use a lawyer. Now, normally we would kind of think about not using a lawyer because Lydia's a native Spanish speaker and, thinking, hey, we can probably do the forms ourselves. But we'll probably go ahead and use the lawyer in this case. And it's going to run roughly for everything, for his fees, for, unless there's fees for like getting everything apostilled, that would be in addition. But for his fee, the payment to the immigration office, all the forms that he's going to need, it's going to be $1,500 roughly. Now that's, doing the conversion from quetzales to dollars, but for quetzales it runs $11,740. It's roughly about $1,500 per person. So for Lydia and I, it'd be about $3,000. But then you don't have to do the extensions anymore. You don't have to do the border runs anymore. You can go ahead and stay here. So let me just read this to you because this is the other part that he sent. The time after the file is sent, approximately 3 months. So once you get everything together, it takes about 3 months. Once the residency is approved, he will schedule an appointment at a date convenient for the interested parties. So he's going to schedule an appointment with immigration for you. On the date of the appointment, you must provide a current electric bill and copy showing your current address and a lease agreement. On the same day, you obtain all the documents that prove permanent residence in Guatemala. As an additional service, I guide you through the process to apply for your DPI. For this, you will need 2 notarized copies of the certification of the resolution granted by immigration, which are included in the cost of the file. Every year, you are required to pay an annual tax called Quota Annual Foreigner's Fee, which runs about $40. So once you do this, $40 a year. Annual income report, I guess you have to show your annual income every 5 years. And then on the bottom, he just says immigration status, United States, $30. This is a certificate that proves that you have paid your taxes and provide the documentation required. It indicates in number 2, the document will be required every time you leave from the country. Now, that's a lot of stuff, right? Let me find the next one. I wrote back and said, wow, that seems like an awful lot of work. Lots of papers, lots of stuff I don't know how to do. How do you get this? How do you have it apostilled and everything? And luckily he wrote back and said, Dear Mr. Moore, basically all you need to work on are 3 things. You need an FBI report that's apostilled. You need to get your Social Security letter that shows your income. And you have to have that apostilled. And your marriage certificate. And that's it. So 3 things, pretty easy. $3,000, you're done. Then it's $40 a year. You can go in and out of the country whenever you want to, and all is good. Now, there are a lot of attorneys around that do this. On the expat Facebook group for Shayla, this guy was recommended by several people. We have used him to help us with our extensions before. So if you need further contact information, I'm happy to, just shoot me a comment. Happy to do that. But that is how you stay here and stop doing border runs and stop doing extensions. Go ahead and get your permanent residency. We do know people that have used this gentleman and that do have their permanent residency now. They said that, the one thing that did help them is they didn't have to do a lot of stuff by mail. They had been here several times before they did their residency. And when they came back here, they had everything with them. So they were ready. They had the paperwork. So I guess, worst case scenario, I don't think we would do this, but worst case scenario, I guess we could go home, get all this stuff, have it apostilled, and come back. I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll just get it done through the mail. We're not in any giant hurry to get this done, but doesn't seem like a bad process. As we kind of go through the process. I don't know how long, we may do this in a few months, we may do this in a year, but as we go through the process, I'll keep you all updated on, what has been easy, what's been difficult, how did it go. But anyway, that's permanent residency here. We absolutely love living in Shayla. It has been a huge surprise for us. When we were coming here, we'd lived in Costa Rica, we'd lived in Nicaragua, kind of thought Guatemala would be very similar. There's a lot of differences for us, but especially here in Shayla, because for us, the cool weather is perfect. We love being up in the mountains, very friendly people here. Cost of living is low, quality of living is very high. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep reporting on what's going on here and anything else that we can think of that you all might have an interest in. Thank you so much for joining us. Please take a second to like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Comment down below. I do try to get back to everybody that comments below. Thank you so much. Remember, if you're looking to escape the rat race, you're in the US or Canada or elsewhere, and you're looking for an escape where it's the weather's great, cost of living is low, you can really live a nice life, this might be the channel for you. You may want to follow us along just to see what's going on here. If you're just looking for an adventure, just remember, there has to be something more